Hey guys, welcome back.
Today is Detroit Discussions Day, which is good because I totally forgot to talk about the Lions' first-round pick, Tyleik Williams. Like I said, linemen are never going to be sexy picks. Offensive and defensive. Guys who play on the inside know it's just about putting your knuckles in the dirt and hitting the guy across from you. You're not going to get glory for that. Grit and hard work don't win football games on their own, but that's the mentality.
Or before long, we're going to be the last one standing. All right, that's going to be the mentality.
Here's Woodward Sports talking about it.
I'm excited to see because he's been taught the right way. He has the intangibles, and now you bring him into the NFL and what they're going to do. I like him for this team, but I love the guy that coached him. I have a lot of respect for Larry Johnson Sr. at Ohio State defensive line coach.
Hey, if Brad Holmes and his staff just watched that playoff run that he had, he sold me.
Sure.
He sold me. So we might not have heard about him, but you don't hear about a guy like DJ Reader either. The guys in the middle that are taking on the blockers, they allow the other guys around them to go get the quarterback. So let's face it, the interior of this Lions line just got better.
No doubt.
And when Aleem McNeil comes back, it's even going to be better.
And here's this one talking about Isaac Tesla, the receiver from Arkansas, who the Lions got in the third.
It really makes you think, what is Isaac Tesla, what is he supposed to be this year?
Yeah.
And when you just kind of look at the highlights overall, you see a player that is sure-handed, consistent, and honestly reliable, dependable. And that's what I get out of really all of these players that we saw, at least the majority of the ones that we believe are going to be in this rotation. And that's what Brad Holmes said that the strategy was going to be able to do. Go out there and find players that fit their culture. Go out there and find guys that will contribute. But they might fill needs even at a later time. And so it's interesting to hear Ari Meirov and his comments focusing on Tesla because
Shout out.
they gave up a lot. But when you see the tape, you can see a little bit of the vision. When you see the highlights, you can see the vision of what they're.
And another one talking about Ahmed Hassanian.
Obviously, we all saw the viral clip that I made a fire edit on, by the way.
Shout out.
Nice.
Corey, go show that to him, Corey. It's on my Instagram. I made a sick edit of your boy. But you saw that, and that is, I die on the field for you, Coach. I die for you, Dave. Like, that is the embodiment of a day. If you told me that somebody said that in an interview for the Lions, I would have told you they're getting drafted. And then the video that Scott was talking about of him at the Combine, firing up the coach, let's go to the coach. He's at the fucking Combine. He's not even playing. It's just who he is, how he's wired. Absolute Dan Campbell guy. Like Nick, the production at Boise State was there. You saw the sack numbers and the tackle for loss numbers always up. He makes plays. You bring him in here. He's going to have a lot to learn early, but he's only been playing football for 5 years, man.
Voted team captain by his teammates.
That is the type of guy that this regime likes. That is the type of guy that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes like to bring in, and it's worked so far. Like, they've been doing pretty good. Remember all of the team what was the Jet Campbell draft? Didn't we draft like 4 team captains?
Yeah.
Like they like these guys.
Team captain.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's what Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell look for. They look for the intense FBI football guys. As a matter of
My thoughts on that is if it works out, which I'm sure it will, the Lions got a tremendous value on that pick. True S-tier general managing from Brad Holmes. That's assuming everything works out though. I guess we'll find out soon enough. But I have to talk about Lions fans here. Some, definitely not all, have this sad victim mentality where it's incredibly negative with every new regime. And I totally understand. I literally can't stand Matt Patricia. That pencil and laminated play sheet is the epitome of acting like the smartest guy in the room, but actually being a huge fraud.
Brad Holmes thing.
Saucy Brad.
Saucy Brad.
He was talking shit, dude.
I love when Brad gets on his shit like this.
Yeah.
Like, he did it a little bit last year when he started roasting all the reporters for doubting his picks. And he's at it again, Neil.
He's gaslighting Lions fans.
Yeah.
I think he's just telling you how he feels.
Yeah.
Well, because what the fuck more does this guy have to do before anybody quits questioning him?
I think that's the root of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I'd feel. Like, you dumb mother. I've taken you to an NFC Championship game. I took you to 15-2. I built this roster from dust when a fat fuck with a pencil was driving it into the ground.
Yeah.
Like, I came here, I salvaged your whole franchise. I gave you relevance, and you still want to question me?
God, I hate talking about that man. This seems like a good time to segue on over to the Pistons. I'm still salty about that Game 4 no call.
Cunningham driving, pull-up jumper, no good. Harris battling, loose ball on the floor, picked up Hardaway, 2 seconds left, puts up the shot, no, and the game is over. J.B. Bickerstaff is on the floor irate. He thought there should have been a foul called on the Hardaway shot.
When the national media is talking about it, you know it was some bullshit.
I would like to see another voice coming out of Secaucus that says, hey, that's a game-deciding play, and I've looked at it, and it's a foul.
That's what they did.
Huh? After the game. I'm saying after it happens. Before you say this game is over, you say, hey. You know, you've got somebody else who is sitting there in New York who says, hey, this game can't end this way. There was contact, there was a foul. Let's pick it up right there.
If there's no whistle, how can you make that?
Because
that's the same thing of goaltending.
Because that's
wait.
That's where your voice. I know.
He actually goaltended the last shot, so it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, fine.
Wow.
I would call him an eye in the sky. Call him whatever you want. I want somebody to say, you know what, the game can't end like that.
Yeah. And it's very rare that one play decides W's and L's. That play decided W's and L's. Like I say, a turnover, he didn't mean to turn that ball over, or a missed free throw, that stuff happened.
Not only that,
how far do you go with it? So if a guy stepped out of bounds as he was driving, no, you know what? Like the other night,
if it is a game-deciding play, it should last few seconds. I think you've got to get that right.
Yeah,
you can't come out after the game and say, "Oh, we screwed that up."
100%, Ernie. When it decides the game, it can't decide the game. A mistake can never decide the game.
Not only that, Chuck, it might decide the whole series.
Well, it decided the whole series.
Might decide the whole
More
series.
than likely. Hey, listen, 2-2. It's totally different than 3-1.
I think, just my opinion, I would think that if a whistle is blown, then the eye in the sky. But the eye in the sky coming back from where it is 820 games around the league throughout the regular season, playoffs, I think it's just too much to ask for. That would just be me.
I just think you got to
get it right.
The Pistons won Game 5, though. And it's literally do or die for the rest of the series. Oh well, Detroit versus everybody. Pistons in 7. It's a well-known fact that Detroit fans are really passionate. I shared that clip of Dwayne Wade talking about it.
How hard is it to play in Detroit?
I never had a
Now,
if
you're talking about with Billups and all them boys, it's different.
He on the next three. He's like, boop, 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 boop.
You're talking about them. It's a little difficult.
No, bro, they used to be, first of all, Detroit basketball was crazy. That thing used to be Detroit
basketball.
We be in a hotel. They be outside our hotel screaming Detroit basketball. We go to restaurants. They be outside the restaurant. Detroit. They follow us back to our hotel screaming Detroit basketball. But the game started before the game in Detroit when we got there. As soon as we got to the hotel, the fans was like, what?
Yeah.
What's up? Before the players.
Let's go.
So,
and then the announcer had that thing cracking.
ooh, the announcer was
Prince of the
cold.
Palace. Sean Prince.
Yo, they had the coldest
That shit
stars
was so cold.
ever, dog.
Ben
Before
Wallace.
the game started, you beat people. It's like Mike Tyson back in the day. Before it started, he already done won. That's how the Pistons was back in the day.
The Woodward heavyweights made some pretty tongue-in-cheek jokes about that.
You know what would be crazy? If all of those people in Detroit that love to drive their sweet cars down Woodward for a week just drove in front of the Daxton at about, 5 in the morning and rev those boys up. That would be crazy.
It would be
Not a
wild
chance.
if somebody checked into the Townsend in downtown Birmingham and pulled the fire alarm at 3 a.m. It would be nuts.
It would be nuts. And then maybe again at like 5.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what, boys? We
Damn
don't
it,
need,
they got us again.
Yeah. It'd be crazy if someone shit in front of the entrance. There's a pile of shit.
That would be
right
crazy.
when you walk in.
That would be crazy.
That'd be nuts.
Allegedly.
It'd be nuts.
we
all
don't
of
need
this,
any.
obviously, all of this is allegedly.
Not even. I'm just saying it'd be
hypothetical.
crazy if it happened.
Obviously, they're kidding. God, I love irony. It's baseball season, though, so I'll move on to the Tigers. I'll start by saying the Tigers have the best record in the American League. At this rate, we're definitely in the pennant race, but it's not even technically summer. We have a long way to go until the postseason. I've definitely had some thoughts on Javier Baez. Woodward Sports does as well.
Who said he was washed? 6 home runs on pace. And
Won
oh, by
game.
the way,
Neil won the game for you. Javi Baez won the game for you.
Single-handedly.
What's his OPS now?
740.
Woo!
Almost to an average player.
We're getting up there.
Dude, but look what we were working with.
Yeah.
Worst player in baseball.
It ain't 513 now.
No.
The trend up is
Yes.
enormous. Is he the most
Crazy.
trending from,
Most
where he
improved.
ended last year, worst player?
Absolutely.
Slugging at 407.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Moving
deal.
on.
What's
Yeah.
up with the slugging percentage now?
It's getting
Moving
sexy
on
now,
up.
isn't it?
Oh,
It's getting
man.
sexy now.
Start
What's a
with
good
4.
slugging?
I'm telling you.
What's average slugging?
Yeah, but around there, right about
Yeah,
450.
So he's an average
4 to
baseball
5.
player.
He's almost to average.
I mean, I'll totally admit I was a hater, but I'm glad to be proven wrong. Hopefully, it continues. With that, I'll roll out.
They see me rolling, they hating.
Not without telling you to subscribe and join my cult first, the Dan Fam. Okay, now I can roll out.
Autobots, roll out.
Remember to like the video and hit the bell. Gently though, as always.
Pizza, y'all.